what's up, guys? It's the Mango301 here with another Death Battle reaction. It is time. It is finally time. The winner of the previous Tournament of Champions. It is time for Wile E Coyote versus Tomcat. Oh my goodness. I am joined by my amazing friends, Minato.
Hey!
And Zombie Warlord. You can't hear him. He's muted in Discord right now. But he's here. He is in fact here. We also should be being joined by Wilding in a few minutes. Theoretically, at least. And unfortunately, Ink could not be here today. Something came up last minute with him. But he said, and I quote, "Please burn Death Battle to the ground for me if Tom loses."
I am also rooting for Tom, but I'm not holding my breath.
Look, all I'm saying is, you know me. I'm always ride or die with the character if I'm attached to a character. And today we are going to witness my glorious King Tom carry home that W. Ain't no way Wile E is winning.
All I'll say is I hope you're right and I am wrong.
I am backing Tom to the end and nothing will ever shake my faith.
What'll happen if it ends up being a stalemate? I don't think it's going to be, but...
And we just normally count this like neither a win nor a loss on the scoreboard then. But yes, Zombie, who are you going for? I believe you said you were going for Tom before, but I can't remember honestly.
I can speak now, and Tom. So.
Well, perfect.
Any predictions for the next time?
99% of lose and guesses stop guessing lose and right before it's lose and.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But secondary angles.
I actually have a feeling on what I think it might be.
Turn the volume back up.
Wile E Coyote,
I'll save that to the end.
Furriestest of the Looney Tunes.
Tomcat, the powerhouse pussycat from Tom and Jerry.
Oh.
The fans voted for it, and we're here to
I hope we get to hear at least one Tom scream.
There's no way we're not.
The real question is, which Tom scream are they gonna go with?
I'm pretty sure we just saw it right there.
Yeah, but which one?
Campfire by the tribes people of North America. There was no figure so cunning, so bold as Coyote. To the Miwok, he was a Prometheus who stole fire from the heavens to give to humanity. To the Sewetmuk, he was a foolish trickster who could die and return to life.
And to the brothers Warner, he's just a poor dumb schmuck who can't catch a break.
To this day, the great Coyote
What
stalks
the?
the American Southwest,
What the
hunting
fuck?
his indefatigable prey, the Roadrunner. And this modern
Okay.
Wile E Coyote is driven by
That
a
is a
ruthless
long list of
entrepreneurial
species.
spirit.
Yeah, and it drove him straight off a cliff. He'll chase that bird-shaped happily ever after to his own inevitable undoing. Such is the lot of the common man.
You might not expect it from an anthropomorphic canine Job, but Wile E was born the son of world-famous hunter Cage E Coyote. His father raised him from infancy to hound his avian adversary and forbade him to speak until he tasted victory.
I remember
An
seeing
easy
that.
task. Coyotes are incredibly adaptable predators,
That
capable of
original
hunting
cartoon.
in both rural and urban environments.
They're also speedy little demons. They can sprint at up to 43 miles per hour. Though that's cold comfort when that blue meeping bastard can make beams of light look stone still or outrun a car that was moving fast enough to travel through time.
Frankly, it's incredible that Wile E manages to consistently keep up with his prey at all, but he does.
No, really, it's actually stated that only a, quote, tiny little extra burst of speed separates the Coyote and the Roadrunner. Heck, Bugs Bunny himself needed to take super speed supplements in order to move fast enough to outrun Wile E.
But almost as fast isn't fast enough. Fortunately, Wile E's got an endless assortment of gadgets, gizmos, and reams of blueprints to make up the difference.
He's got
The
classics
magnet.
like dynamite,
Oh, we're gonna be here a while.
loaded boxing gloves, along
Oh,
with heavier
yeah,
artillery like heat-seeking missiles,
Oh, wow.
a $10 billion billion-volt electromagnet, and a friggin' trebuchet, a Reddit favorite.
Many of which he invented himself and uses.
He has a fucking Green Lantern ring.
Yeah.
And an Iron Man suit.
Despite being a self-described super genius,
Oh, this is
Wile E
gonna be
has an
funny.
officially measured IQ of 3.
That's the same IQ as a cactus.
Okay, the test results were fake, but he's still an idiot.
So why not let a soulless corporation do the hard work for him?
Acme sells any product that you can imagine, and Wile E is their most devoted customer, contributing up to 99% of its multi-billion-dollar revenue.
Thanks for the inherited wealth, Pops. Oh, don't worry, I'm spending it all in one place.
He's got an Acme Book of Magic. Acme
There's no way
Automatic,
Bro is not in
Acme
debt.
Death Ray, Acme City in a Box, Acme Universal Remote, which can pause, fast forward, and rewind a person through time.
Too bad half the stuff Wile E uses is intentionally sabotaged because Acme's board of directors is exclusively Roadrunners. My man cannot catch a break, but he sure can take some punishment.
No matter the severity of his failures, Wile E is still a toon and can bounce back from just about anything.
He's been sliced, stabbed, squashed, exploded, melted, blasted into a constellation, and overall verbed for the last 87 years straight without ever actually dying. He once got fully disintegrated into ash,
Erasure.
popped back up like it was nothing.
Similar to the immortal Coyote of Sewetmuk legend.
He's also shattered the fourth wall tons of times and even left the comic page entirely to catch the Roadrunner. Ah, so close.
Believe it or not, there is actually a biological reason for these abilities. Looney DNA. Every toon's got it, not just the loony ones. And it's what lets them survive fatal damage up to being fully erased off the page, essentially dictating their personal slice of reality to whatever is funny.
Like how gravity only affects the Coyote when he looks down.
Toons are immune.
There's no way that guy's not going to be in
as we
the
know
episode
them.
as well.
That's why Wile E developed a counter to this immortality. The
Hey,
Looney
Wilding.
DNA
Oh, this is gonna be the
dissolver,
interesting
which
part.
leaves Toons
Yeah.
vulnerable to fatal wounds the same way we are. Yet again, so close. You can't say he hasn't tried everything.
It was Wile E's experience
Oh,
as a
yeah,
veteran toon that landed him
Tom
a
might
job
win
at
if he can
Acme
use that
Universal
against him.
as department chair of the School of Hard
I mean,
Knocks, teaching up-and-coming
All
tiny
this
toons
stuff
how to
always
use their abilities.
backfires.
Okay, so Naruto.
And just like Naruto's jutsus, Toon Force works like an actual power system, with more experienced toons like Wile E who are more powerful
I will
than their
say,
younger counterparts.
one of the reasons
Wile E should be
Simone
capable of
won was
replicating
because
feats
Kyle
and abilities
didn't have
performed
good
by
enough
any
control
other
of the
Looney Tune,
anti-life
like
equation.
traveling
Oh.
between different mediums
Oh,
or
no.
altering the plot of the cartoon he's
He's
in.
getting
My
cross
favorite was
Looney
the time
scaling.
Lucky Duck used Marvin the Martian's matter transmogrifier to suck up the entire universe.
And then suck up the animator animating his universe.
And then suck up the animator's universe for good measure.
Wiley's got a cushy 10-year job teaching that stuff. Impressive for an abject failure at his life mission. He's helped
Blew
stop
up
a
the
meteor
sun,
from
grew to the
destroying
size
Earth,
of a planet,
beat the
turned into a
Monstars in
constellation
basketball,
twice.
and even,
Are we getting a
snap,
fucking,
caught the Roadrunner! Oh,
the
wait,
third
never
time
mind.
of
Oh, damn
Courage
close.
vs. Scooby?
1977's Tweety and Sylvester issue 67, Wile E Coyote has attempted to catch the Roadrunner 4,776,842 times. Scaling to the present, that's over 10 million failures.
That takes dedication,
Well done.
or maybe self-destructive stubbornness. Too blinded by bird lust to see the forest for the trees.
But Acme's intentional malfunctions and Coyote's recklessness don't account for all of his catastrophes. There's something else, something grander, otherworldly, standing in the way
Holy
of our
shit,
fur
Milo
friend's
Murphy
salvation.
mentioned?
There's no other way to say it. God is just plain out to get this guy.
And by God, we mean the closest thing that exists for Coyote and Roadrunner. Chuck Jones.
The guy that created him and helped forge the Looney Tunes into how we know him today.
Originally meant to be a parody of earlier chase cartoons like, well, Tom and Jerry, Jones established several rules for their animated shorts that superseded Coyote's reality warping toon abilities.
Rules that cover his obsession, faulty products, and the fact that no outside force, not even the Roadrunner, is to blame for his defeat. Just him.
While other creatives have altered this formula in the decades since Jones's departure, these rules have effectively made the Coyote's defeats cosmically ordained.
God nerfed Wile E Coyote. In all our years making Death Battle, we have never seen a handicap like that.
But what else can you expect from our fanatical furry fail son? He's the Sultan of Slapstick, the CEO of Second Place, the swing and a miss superstar. As long as he picks himself back up and dusts off the ashes, that'll never be all, folks, for Wile E Coyote.
Alright, enough of
The
him.
year was
It's time.
1909. War raged in Europe between the British Tommies and the German Jerrys. As the beleaguered English made their miraculous escape from the German encirclement off the coast of Dunkirk, one might have called the battle a game of cat and mouse?
Oh, wow, is that actually where their names come from? I'm looking this up.
Regardless of their names' origin, William Hanna and Joseph Barbera's infamous cat and mouse duo became the undisputed kings of slapstick comedy.
The formula is simple, and we all know it. Tom Cat chases Jerry Mouse around the house. Brutal, bone-shaking, I felt that in my balls violence.
Oh, God!
And Tom is reprimanded by Mammy Two Shoes.
Is, let's say very much from the 1940s.
And if you're like me, all you wanted to see was Tom wipe that smug smirk off that little rat's face. Despite my well-documented hatred of cats, even I've got a grudge in years of propaganda to convince us
Tom's
to side
expressions
with the
are always
filthy,
hilarious.
flea-ridden
Yeah.
rodent over man's second best friend. Oh, big yawn.
House cats like Tom are actually some of Earth's most successful predators. They can run up to 30 miles per hour, leap 6 feet high, and despite being commonly perceived as nocturnal, they're actually crepuscular and hunt in the dawn and evening.
Tom specifically is a British short hair. They're strong, stocky Roman cats bred to withstand harsh conditions. And for Tom, harsh conditions is an understatement.
Tom has
Cute
a
idiot.
crazy assortment of weapons in his war against mankind. Sure, most of it is the stuff you can find around the average American household, like baseball bats, lead pipes, and
And guns! Lots and lots of guns. But he's got wackier things like a magic wand, a robo-cat, vanishing cream, and a smart cap that gives him all the knowledge in the world.
I'm partial to the Sword of Light and Dark, which severs you from your own shadow, or the Rewind Remote, which can move your victim backwards through time.
And you can't forget the cat
we
car
are
and
gonna
cat
get a
jet,
rewind
spelled
battle,
with
aren't
Ks,
we?
Of course,
Probably.
but just the cat part.
Tom's arsenal is heavily improvisational, which fits his quick thinking in fights over Thanksgiving turkey. Though he often loses his bouts with Jerry, it's not usually because he's dumb or incompetent. Rather, he's just genuinely outplayed.
And even in defeat, he's one tough son of a gun. He's been crushed, blown up, had every bone in his body broken, shattered, melted, and vaporized to dust. And survived.
Well, mostly. Tom actually has kicked the bucket multiple times, but little known cat fact, he has 9 lives, as established in the episode Heavenly Puss.
Oh, Wes was conducting some different kind of research when he stumbled on that episode.
Very funny. Even if Tom starts to use his lives up, he has a potion that just restores them.
Or he can physically go get them back from hell, where all cats go.
Extremely hardcore fortune.
That's
but there isn't much
insane.
of a limit to what Tom can do. He can clone himself, levitate in the air, make his imagination real, and even
Reality
break the fourth wall and
warping.
enter the
Yeah.
real world.
Yeah, if you only watch the classic cartoons from the 40s, you may be in for a shock. Tom and Jerry gets buck wild, much like the actual inspirations for their names. Thank you, Google.
Oh, you're still on this?
Dodoy Whiz. They were actually named after the two characters in Pierce Egan's delightful life in London, Jerry Hawthorne and Corinthian Tom. It was adapted to the stage with the title Tom and Jerry, which later became a catch-all term in 1800s England for young, drunken rabble-rousers.
One could, in fact, say that many rabbles were roused the times Tom destroyed a planet-busting
Lifted the
asteroid,
sun.
lifted up the sun, and was blown up into a constellation. And he was just fine. Just a bunch of stars now, but he's okay.
He taked an explosion that launched him through time to the Stone Age and has run through space at massively faster than light speeds.
That shouldn't be a surprise when he and Jerry have been at each other's throats for over 80 years now. But what may surprise you is the fact that at the end of the day, they're actually friends.
And they've worked together tons of times to save the day, like when they helped a little orphan girl, Robin Starling, find her way home. Oh, that's a nice end to their story.
Don't you believe it? Now is when we have to talk about Tom and Jerry Chase.
Oh God. The
Long
mobile
What's
gotcha
Tom and Jerry
game.
Chase
Warrior
again?
God, Lord of Sichuan, Long Shen, battled the tricksy and
What?
indomitable Mouse King atop Peach Mountain, leading the goddess Celeste
Huh?
to declare the two the strongest warriors in the realm. And they were, in fact,
What the
Tom
fuck?
and Jerry.
This
They
is
were
the
even
Chinese
stronger
gotcha
than
game.
Devil Tom, who repelled corruption by the darkness. This
They're actually
mysterious malevolent
going
force threatened to consume
Yes,
the
sir!
tree of life, whose branches encompass all of time and
I'm fucking
space.
flabbergasted.
Banding together, these warriors use the star element to dispel the darkness and save the universe.
What the?
While it may sound completely insane, it is. Chase is a Chinese mobile gacha game whose lore is not entirely in keeping with the spirit of the source material. However, it is officially licensed by Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment, which means we have to include it in our research.
So that the gods may grant us mere mortals some heavenly push.
No!
Friendly rivalry aside, though, Tom has actually managed to catch the little rat fair and square a few times.
By my count of the original shorts, 19 times.
I could watch him on repeat forever. Too bad he's still a filthy feline. The only kitty I truly respect is named after booze.
Well then, you're in luck, because the Tom and Jerry of English literature later became the namesake for a famous Christmas cocktail.
Because there's no better way to get absolutely trashed than with good old Tom and Jerry.
They didn't mention the animator part for Tom, though, so I
am backing my glorious King Tom to the bitter end.
I've got a hunch that it might go to Wile E Coyote. I guess the big question is here: does the Looney DNA gun affect Tom?
It shouldn't. Tom has been shown to have his own unique DNA, like in another.
But he has similar physiology to a Toon.
But like it's specifically unique, so I'm rooting and betting on Tom.
I'm rooting for Tom, but I'm betting on Wiley.
I guess I'm backing Dom here.
Well, isn't Wiley like scripted to lose?
I mean, it's against the Roadrunners, so. Oh. Well,
we've run the data through all
that's 2 for Tom, 1 for Wiley. Who are you going for, Wilding?
I'll go for Wiley to tie it up, bro.
Okay.
2v2.
We got that.
Mouse as Holocaust.
Let's catch this protestus victimus. That was one of the screams.
Meepus. Finish
schmuckus.
Fight! Champions choiced us! Yeah, that's the thing! Alright, Tom. Kick his ass!
Come on, you apes!
What the hell? That's completely okay.
Oh my god!
That lady.
Oh shit! What's he going for this time? Oh.
Here's all lives.
Oh!
Oh, what the?
Hey, yo, that ain't me. I use dark mode.
Come on, top! Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. Come on, Tom!
Umbrella.
Oh.
What? No.
Ah, damn it!
Wile E Coyote, super genius.
Yeah, I saw it coming. I had a feeling. Ink's not gonna be happy about this.
Oh, thank God one of them actually died this time. I mean, no! Animal cruelty, no!
Considering coyotes eat cats, I'm not surprised.
While both Cat and Coyote were incredibly powerful, they weren't literal gods who could snap their problems
Was that a
away.
Fox
They had
versus
limitations
Bucky
and
reference?
weaknesses that could be exploited,
Probably.
especially by each other. Let's first talk their stats.
Both were strong enough to contend with
Yeah,
universe-threatening phenomena.
I knew
but
if they didn't
comparing
mention
Wile
Tom
E
being the
Plucky
animator,
Duck,
I knew
Looney
he was
Tunes can
he was
not
gonna
only
probably
destroy their
lose.
own universe, but their animators as well.
And while Tom could move faster than light, Wile E could keep up with the Roadrunner, who could outspeed a car fast enough to travel through time.
I only
That's
just now
immeasurably
grabbed my
fast
root
and
beer,
much
which I had
faster
for
than
this
Tom.
occasion
Wile E gets
specifically.
the
I was
edge
that
in
engaged by
stats.
this fucking
Wiley's
episode.
arsenal was a bit better too, believe it or not. Even eliminating the devices that have been shown to malfunction, he still countered everything Tom had.
The biggest being the Looney
damn.
Dissolver, which could render Tom's
Better
cartoony healing factor
regeneration,
moot
conceal
and
souls,
end the
kind
fight.
of-
While
Nine
Tom
lives.
has never been shown to have Looney DNA
Yeah.
specifically, the concept clearly has nothing to do with actual DNA molecules.
Looney Tunes have been erased
Yeah.
completely and
Okay.
still returned, so it's clearly something more fundamental to their essence.
And since the Dissolver works on any tunes, not just the Looney ones, it should apply to Tom. But considering how much of a screw-up Wile is, it wasn't a sure bet. Hell, it could have backfired, especially considering how much more competent Tom is.
When it came to intelligence, Wile's engineering and scheming genius were often defeated by his own ego and stubbornness. Tom, on the other hand, was consistently more flexible, pragmatic, and victorious in his fights. He definitely gets the edge there.
Oh, and Tom has one
Ah,
other big
at least he got
advantage.
one.
He doesn't have God nerfing him.
And that's the big question. Was Tom capable enough to benefit from Wile's narrative-enforced bad luck and see the DNA Dissolver backfire against him?
That bad luck is a core part of Wile's character as a cartoon. So let's call it his, toonliness.
To find the answer, we dug deep through the bowels of Looney Tunes lore and ended up in an unexpected place: Space Jam.
Where Wile
Oh,
yet
God.
again fails against the Roadrunner, but against the villains of the movie, the Monstars, he actually scores.
And scores again in the sequel, more than anyone else. But according to Chuck Jones's rules, that shouldn't happen, right?
Throughout his entire history, Wile's cosmically ordained failures only occur when he's specifically chasing the Roadrunner or other tunes.
Yeah,
that
that I
runs around
kind
like
of
bugs,
expected that.
because that's what Chuck Jones's rules were written for: Coyote and Roadrunner cartoons.
And even then, looking closely, they've been broken a few times throughout the decades, even during Chuck Jones's tenure.
Without the universe nerfing him, there's no reason to think Wile couldn't eventually land a hit with the Looney DNA Dissolver.
Especially when the only reason it failed was because of the
Like
Roadrunner's
whole
intervention, a
page.
direct violation of Chuck Jones's limitations on the Coyote.
And especially when it's the only thing that either one had that could kill the other.
Despite lacking Wile's narrative impediments, and despite having a better track record overall, Tom ultimately had no surefire way to kill
Oh my
Wile,
God, they're
whereas
referencing
Wile's
the
superior
fucking
strength,
train.
speed, and ballooning arsenal ensured his victory.
Wile gave one hell of a chase and left Tom Jones in for a rematch.
The winner is Wile E
So wait,
Coyote.
and expecting. I'm calling it now. Solid Snake versus King Bradley or Soldier versus Sarge. That's what I think is going to be next. Wilding, Zombie, do you guys have any predictions for next time?
I don't know what's a recommended like death battle.
Mario versus Luigi.
Well, 99% of Luzan guesses stop guessing Luzan right before it's Luzan, with my secondary guess being either Hulk versus Godzilla or Aang versus Traveler.
Aang versus
Hulk
Traveler
versus
is another
Godzilla,
possibility,
cool.
but I feel like we've gotten so many revealed matchups already right out the gate, and there's still like ones from the Kickstarter campaign that haven't been revealed yet. I think they're gonna go with a different one, so I'm leaning towards either Solidus versus Bradley or Soldier versus Sarge.
I see. Well,
Kirby versus Pikachu.
alright, well, let's see.
Next
Let's
time on
find out
Death
who's
Battle.
wrong and who's right. We're probably all wrong.
Oh,
Spider.
Spider. Miles Morales.
Oh,
Miles
shit.
Morales versus Deku.
Oh wow.
I was not expecting a Deku run back, or I wasn't expecting a run back for either of these guys.
Okay.
Yeah,
Definitely not a Deku run back this
Definitely
early.
already rooting for Spider-Man.
Oh,
What
that's
do you
actually.
think Spider-Man would win?
I don't know. I'm just gonna root for Spider-Man.
I'm rooting for Miles too.
I'm pretty sure Curry
I was
Deku
not
just
expecting that.
murders.
Damn.
I don't know. I don't know who
that,
wins.
No, I've seen some stuff from the anime. That guy is pretty strong.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's anime power scaling versus Marvel/DC power scaling.
I'm pretty sure Miles does not come anywhere close to the high tiers, though.
And if anything, they'd probably just use a street tier scaling, like his own feats. Like they're not going to scale Miles Morales to Galactus just because he punched him.
Well, are they gonna use like the comics of Miles? Because like there's probably some weird ass comic where he becomes God or some shit.
That's what they do. They'll use anything.
Yeah, I
They
know.
just
but
use,
like,
they just use a Chinese
going,
gacha game for
if they're
Tom.
going just off like the movie though for Miles, then like
no, they're gonna do shows.
They're gonna
do
include the comics.
They're gonna do everything.
Miles might be able to win it off just some one random spin-off comic where he just becomes like God and just deletes people.
Okay, they don't give stuff that's like wholly unstandard.
Yeah, they're not gonna give him Thor because I'm pretty sure Deku
close.
doesn't have anything equivalent to that, anyways.
It's pretty close. I think.
Zombie, I swear to God, if you mention what I think
I
you're
don't
about to
know.
mention.
I don't know. They
Deku just has to hit Miles really hard.
I don't know, Mago. It's just you say that, but I don't know. We've seen it in the past where that doesn't happen.
I don't know, bro. Spider-Man got webs, bro. I don't know, bro. You got webs and he can climb. It's pretty dangerous, bro.
As Weird Al once said in his song Albuquerque, I hate when I'm right. I was really hoping that Tom would win, but yeah.
Well, that's another dub for the Wilding, bro. What's my record?
You show up after a year.
1-0. This is 1-0 now.
Zombie.
What? No, I've definitely have like at least 5 under my belt.
Zombie, we're in the bad timeline again. We're in the bad timeline again. Zombie Wilding shows up after not being here for over a year, after us constantly messaging him, and then he wins right out the gate.
It's just too easy.
I think he rigged it.
We're actually in the bad timeline.
It's too easy. It's too easy. My deductive skills are just too great. They're just too great.
The villains have won today. The villains have won today.
Yeah. Well, that was something.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah. I'll definitely try to show up for the Spider-Man one next time.
All right,
I'll be here as always.
Awesome.
I will. I'm literally here now.
I don't want to hear. Hold on, let me. Hold on. I'm getting up my channel. When is the last time you were here? Hold up.
We checked. It was like April of last year.
Yeah, hold up. Let's go.
Yeah,
when was the last time you were here? When was the last time you were here?
Never here.
Yeah. Hold up. I'm pretty sure it was the Hero Battle Royale. No,
Battle Royale. Yeah.
No. It was a Dark Pit versus Samus. Let's see when that came out. Let's see when that came out.
Voice. We can listen to that voice.
March 3rd.
Oh, you
March
don't gotta listen.
Oh, 2024.
Oh,
it's been even longer.
No.
It's been a little bit Wilding.
All right. Well, I don't know, bro. It didn't feel like a year and 3 months.
We've messaged you
like
for literally
on
every death battle between now and then.
Bro, how many has there been since now and then?
a lot.
There hasn't been that many.
If we want to check all the videos you have right now, just
okay.
Let's
just see what between now and then. Okay. Joker versus Giorno, Omni-Man versus Bardock, Bowser versus Eggman, Among Us versus Fall Guys, Kratos versus Asura, Spawn versus Judgment, Shigaraki versus Mahito, and not to mention one we didn't record just because errors. Doom Guy versus Master Chief, and Simon the Digger versus Kyle Rayner, and now Tom versus Wily.
That's just death battles. That's not all the other. That's not also the what's called Pichu versus Bowser Jr.
Yeah. Matt Me versus Inkling. Just, bro, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Bro, it didn't feel like that long. Okay?
Well, it has been that long. Your feelings don't matter.
All right, well, I'll show up to like all of them, bro. I'm sorry. I'll show up. I'll start showing up
That's
more,
great.
bro. Your feelings don't matter.
Your feelings don't matter. Mago 2025.
I get it. I'll show up.
I'm sorry.
All right. Well, that was an
Actually,
amazing
You guys want to play any video
animation.
games or something?
Let's end the
Or-
episode first. All right.
Yeah, fair.
Thank you all so much for watching. My glorious King Tom was robbed. Amazing
as
animation.
I said, I
as
wish I was
always.
wrong. I hate when I'm. Well, okay, except for Simone versus Kyle, which just happened. Like, I was so happy to be wrong there.
Well, that will do it for the. So, any final closing words, Zombie?
Just, you know, the dark times are ahead of us.
Yep. Minato?
Please, please, please do Beatrice from Umineko versus the princess from Slay the Princess. I would be so fucking happy.
And Wilding.
I don't know, bro. 1-0. I'm undefeated, bro. Undefeated. I'm gonna stay undefeated for a while. 10-0.
Also,
win
watch my
streak
top 20,
incoming.
even though it's outdated.
10-0. Every single one you see Wilding it. When you see me pick a character, just know that one win. You don't even need to watch the rest of the video. That one already won.
I'm sorry. Let's look down here. There's a big one right here, and we're all going for Dark Samus here.
Or how about
and most notable, Hero Battle Royale.
Gengar versus King
Wrong
Boo.
here
Won the
too.
Hero Battle Royale anyhow.
I don't know. Which one did I pick? That's how you know who won.
The
You
losing
picked
one.
One of the losers.
Nope. That has to be. That's just AI, bro. The new times are getting ahead of us.
Just hold it. Let me.
Oh.
Get fucked.
Damn.
I don't know. That sounds to me like you screaming in anguish.
I know I
He's like,
I
lost,
don't know about all that, bro. I was
but
saying.
that's it.
You're saying
I was
let's
saying
go.
no because the battle ended so early, bro. My guy just whooped his ass so badly, bro. That's why I was saying no. I wanted to be more competitive. But I had the chance to shine, bro.
Bro is
That's
on
why I
the
was
ground
saying
dead, and he's saying that he still had one more in him.
No, Mago. He said let's go because he won. He's so happy.
No, I was just saying no way, bro. That's what I was saying. No way. Let's go, bro.
I did it. I did it.
Yes. Good shit, my boy. Good shit. That's what I like to see. That's what I
Alright.
was saying, bro.
Well, that'll do it for this episode. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, check out the original video as always, and I will see you all in the next video. See ya!